Hey, hi, welcome to wingsonaudio.com. This is the second PHP tutorial, and in the previous tutorial I have introduced you what PHP as a programming language is. So you must have understood that PHP is a web application language which runs on the Apache server. In this tutorial I will make you familiar with the PHP environment and how the PHP files are developed, how the PHP files are saved, in which folder the PHP files are saved, how the server Apache server is start or stop, and how to execute the PHP file. In this tutorial I will be telling you all these things. So as I have told you that PHP runs on a server. So we need to check if the Apache server is start or not. So first thing we do is we move into control panel of XAMPP. So now we are inside the control panel of XAMPP and we can see that in XAMPP Apache service is not running. The first thing we need to do is we need to start the Apache service. Yeah, we can see that we can see the console that the service is now running. Now to ensure that yes the service is running, we can just click on admin and some of the page opens in the browser which shows that yes the Apache is running. Okay, now the next thing we need to check is whether the page runs if the Apache service is stopped. Now we can see that yes the service is stopped. Okay, now if we refresh the folder then we can see that it just reloads and checks for the server, and in the end it says yes it's unable to connect. The server is there is no connection to the server. So we just need to start the Apache server for everything to work fine. This local host is the path to the default directory of the Apache server. So whenever we just when we just put localhost, then it by default it will navigate to the default directory. Now the next thing we need to see the default directory where we save our PHP files. So it is important to see that PHP files are saved under htdocs folder in XAMPP. No matter how many folders you create to save your files, just need to create folders within htdocs. Anything outside htdocs will not be considered within the Apache server. As I have told you before, PHP files should be within Apache server. So htdocs is the core folder of the Apache server. As you can see, there are more folders within XAMPP, but no, these are not of our concern at this time. At this time, our concern is only to htdocs because this is the folder where we will be saving our files. So let's start with the development and let's start with creating the PHP file. Now this is an empty file. Now what we should learn is the basic delimiter of the PHP that we will be using while making our applications. Now this is the basic delimiter of PHP. Now we should let compiler know that yes it is the PHP code and now you have to compile it. So anything underneath this delimiter will be considered as a PHP code, and it is important to note that PHP and HTML can easily be embedded with each other in a PHP file. So it's important to it's important to discuss that anything underneath this PHP delimiter will be considered as PHP file and PHP code, and this code only will be compiled. And anything outside it will be thrown by the compiler as it is, no matter whatever it is. Like if we just put some tags outside the PHP delimiter, then it will be thrown as it is by the compiler. So it's important to discuss that anything within the PHP tags are the code which is to be compiled by the Apache server and thrown to the browser. Now the next thing comes in what extension do we save our PHP file. We have discussed that PHP files need to be saved in htdocs folder, but in what extension? The important thing is that uh, the way in which we save our HTML file, in the same way we save our PHP files. Once we make a PHP code, then we navigate to our code folder, which is htdocs, and then we create a folder according to our convenience. It is a good practice to create our own folder in which we are currently working. So I have created a folder with the name teach. In this folder I'll be saving my files and the application which I make using PHP. Now I navigate to this folder, and now next thing what I have to do is I have to give the name to my PHP file. So let it be hello, just like we save hello.html, we save hello.php. So it's very simple, and but obviously understood that PHP file has been saved in .php extension, and we click on save. Yeah, you can see that Docker++ marks it in red because it recognizes as the basic delimiter. Now anything outside it will not be considered the code of PHP, not the code of PHP, because it's outside the delimiter, and anything within this will be considered as PHP code and will be compiled. This is the basic idea which we need to keep in mind, that anything underneath this delimiter will be a PHP code, and it will be compiled, and it will be thrown to the browser by server. Yeah, so there are three things that we need to keep in mind. First thing, anything underneath PHP delimiter is PHP code. Second thing, it will be compiled, and the third thing, whatever the result, will be sent to the browser by the server. So you must have understood the basic concept and the delimiter of the PHP language, the basic delimiter, and let me just revise it once again. First of all, we start the server, and there's also MySQL server, which is not very much of concern at this point of time. So we just put our focus on Apache server. Next thing we do is we navigate to htdocs within XAMPP folder, and then we create our own custom folder. It's important to note that no matter how many folders you create, you just create them within htdocs. Anything outside htdocs will not be under Apache server, and it will not execute any PHP file. Okay, so we navigate to teach, and here is our hello.php which we have created here. So in the next tutorial, what we will do, we will make some code of PHP within this delimiter, and I will show you how it will reflect on the browser. So I hope you liked the tutorial, and you have had a grab on the working environment of PHP. So thank you for watching the tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll see how to code within this delimiter of PHP. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.